So the walker sets off. You're going to be making a survival check
Yeah.
to
Greens.
find if you get your way there or not. What is your survival skill?
Greens.
How many greens? 2 greens. Okay. It's going to be 2 greens against 3
Actually,
purples.
okay,
You get a boost from the
wait. Let me
Sherpas.
try this.
Yeah. Do you want to use
on
some
the
force
computer.
abilities to juice it up somehow?
Well, no, I was gonna say I want to try to type it in myself.
Oh,
since I'm
awesome.
Like actual...
So
Oh my god,
roll
he's finally losing
YGB
his virginity
PPS.
of
He is.
dice rolling? Yes!
Roll with 2 success and a strain.
And a successful one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you take a strain, but you successfully. You tell us, Narset, how are you guiding Conterra across this landscape? Are you down there in the cockpit, leaning over her shoulder and pointing through the window? Are you standing on top of the walker, holding onto an antenna adventurously? Are you down there trudging through the snow with the Sherpas? You tell me how it goes.
Guiding her with a firm hand on her hip.
No, Narset's definitely standing kind of behind Conterra's driver's seat with like one hand on like
the shoulder rest.
No,
yeah, because she's like standing against like a thing.
And then sort of just like with one hand extended out of the window, just
pointing
sort of
that way, this way.
Charles Xaviering this fucking situation.
Okay.
Be like, feels like left, feels like right.
All right, excellent. You guys
don't get any life signs.
Progress.
No life signs here.
I do want you to make a sense force power check.
Basic sense.
Narset, yeah, so you're going to roll your force dice. You don't have to worry about the skill check portion of it. I know you only have basic sense, but we're going to imagine that you have a range upgrade and see if you have sufficiency to...
Whites?
Yes, it's W's for whites. Yes, you're rolling the number of whites that you have of force power against nothing to see how many pips you generate to see if you have to take strain or not. So 2 lights and 2 darks. The force is with you all around in balance this morning. With the 2 lights that you can utilize freely, you can sense off in the distance another cluster of life form. The animal intelligence suggests that they're more of the beasts from the evening before. And you're able to direct Conterra away from them as you pass across the plateau at the top of Iceball Station. Go ahead and give me a perception check with a boost from the Sherpas. The difficulty is going to be 3 purples and 2 setbacks.
So, does it matter the order that I type stuff in? So,
no.
I heard you say 3 purples last, so I can go PPP
3 purples
first.
and 2 setbacks. PPP, SS, and then whatever your perception is, S plus a boost die being from...
Hello. Green. I have the minus setback.
So you can ignore one of those 2 setbacks.
So remove an S.
And remove it.
One of the S's? Okay,
correct.
So I remove one S. Is that 2 successes and what's the...
No, 2 failures.
Those are 2 failures and 2 advantages.
So you don't
so you
see
do not
whatever
spot
it was.
The thing, but advantageously you're able to continue directing the walker along a swift path across the top and avoid more creatures. But you don't find the extra special stuff. You just head towards the main quest marker instead.
Yeah.
You are now at the top of 2 falls of rock where this icy river shows a waterfall and then a drop with a drop, and then beyond the pool at the bottom you can see another waterfall. There appears to be no way around, and Conterra points out the window as the Xavix are gesturing animatedly down this rise. You can see beyond, the land slopes down and then cuts off for quite a stretch along the horizon.
Going back.
And you realize it's another, like, sharp edge of slope, sort of where the bay is, where Fishtown and the factories are. Another area where, like, that makes sense. The volcanic lava flowed that way, not this way, so that's steep and this isn't. But here you've got a very gradual slope that suddenly becomes extremely steep towards the horizon and drops away entirely. But first you've got to navigate down these two waterfalls. Conterra says, it's going to be hard driving down here. Any help you can give at all will be much appreciated. This is an old walker. She looks down and she goes, I don't know about clambering down this ice.
Can we take the whole left-hand pathway and then I use force lift to move that center boulder out of the way so that the walker can catwalk?
Oh, the rest of this is all just simulationist. Like, this is the way forward here. You can definitely, you can try to use force lift to move some boulders and open a path, absolutely. So off to the side, you see the untraversable path that Conterra is talking about, where a fall of giant boulders of both rock and ice block a much easier descent for the walker. There are 3 boulders that are each silhouette 2 in size that you're going to have to move across however many force move checks and pips that you need to generate that it takes you to do that. So we'll look at your upgrades to your move to see how efficiently you can get that. So you have strength, so you can upgrade the size from 0 to 1. So 1 to activate move, 2 to activate strength once and go to 1 silhouette, a third one to activate strength again and grab something that's silhouette 2. So that'll cost 2 pips, and then you'll need a 4th pip to move the thing once you've grabbed it, because you have to go all the way up to it and then be able to move it, because you'll have to grab it at up to medium range once you move it. You can't grab more than 1 at a time. So you're going to have to move these 3 boulders with separate checks, and it's going to cost you 4 pips to move each one successfully. So that could take you a lot of strain, and then you're going to be bagged out.
Change the plan.
You can try another plan.
Change the plan.
Absolutely. That's just what the difficulty will be to go through here. You avoided combat. This is instead like the big check to, get through.
Okay, the boulders on the right-hand side look a bit smaller.
There are more of them, however. So now there is a field of silhouette 1 boulders instead of silhouette 2, but you still can only grab 1 at a time because you don't have the magnitude upgrade, but only costs you 3 pips to move each one. But here there are instead 5 silhouette 1 boulders instead of 3 silhouette 2 boulders.
Could you do a alter check instead to make it impassable terrain passable?
Yes, you could also do that.
Might as well do.
That would take care of the ice boulders, but not the rock.
Yeah, no, I do alter instead.
Okay. All right, so let's make it all. It's multiple.
The walker can walk on the rock.
Yeah, it can clamber over. You're just making it easier for her to get through here. You know what I mean? Like, she's like, it's going to be. It's impassable terrain each way. Big boulders that way, impassable terrain to ride through. Waterfall this way, impassable terrain to ride through. Small boulder field that way, impassable terrain to ride through. Either way, she's going to have to make a very difficult piloting check that she's not confident about to make. But if you can turn the impassable terrain passable, you'll describe that however you want. You melt the ice, you crush the boulders, you change the waterfall, however you want to describe it, should you succeed at doing it. So, yeah, you can totally do that. That's what Alter is all about. So far, you've flavored it as airbending, but you can do all kinds of other things with it.
I'm not gonna try to pick up the walker and move it that way.
You would have to grab something that's silhouette 4, I want to say, so that would cost a lot of strength upgrades. You would need like
that. So it says
6
spend
points.
the half circle. What would I type for that?
So you want to do what?
To just smooth out the terrain.
Okay, so you're going to again do a force power check, so it's just going to be your 3 whites. And to do that, you're going to have to generate 3 force points to smooth out some impassable terrain into passable terrain. So you're going to roll your 3 white. So you're guaranteed to get 3 force points. It just depends on what kind of force is with you. So again, the force is evenly in balance. You're going to have to flip a destiny point and take a strain to use some of the dark side. But you tell us how you do this. Do you use the force? Do you use a spell? How do you smooth out the terrain so that she can proceed forward? And then Conterra will react because you're going to use some magic. Do you do it from right there? Do you get up on top? You know?
So for this one, it's going to be an environmental thing. So Narset looks over to Conterra, and she she puts her left arm down and she kind of sighs, and then she's like, okay, back. Can you open the hatch door again? And kind of walks over to where the exit door is, insinuating that she needs to go outside.
Seeing as you can open the hatch yourself, Conterra considers this an invitation. She brushes past you, and then proceeds up the ladder in front of you again. So it's too late, man. I'm already on a roll, and precedes you out of the hatch. Again, you find her standing on top of the walker with a data slate in photo capture. Like holo capture mode. Apparently, she's going to be documenting whatever show of force you're about to make this time.
So Narset climbs down one of the side ladders to the actual ground. Well, actually, before she does this, she climbs back up to the ladder, noticing that she has some sort of recording device. And Narset looks over to Conterra, saying, "You not video record this one? What I'm about to do isn't quite force related. It's more theory related, and this is some interpersonal stuff that doesn't. This can't be recorded."
All right. Which kind of social check are you going to make?
Oh, you said social.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a check to bypass her curiosity and get her to respect your wishes here, because she might be like, "Yeah, sure." You know what I mean?
She can still watch herself.
No, I understand that, but you're gonna have to succeed at a check to get her to not make a record of actual magic that you're about to do in front of her. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna ask, but you're also gonna succeed at a check to get her to agree. You know what I mean? Like, she's thirsty for knowledge.
Sure, I'll do it, and then just fix.
Yeah,
turning it off.
Yeah. Right. She taps the data pad, turning off the shutter sound on the photo capture mode. It's done.
I'll make it a discipline check.
All right. Well, no, you're not using your discipline. You're using one of your social skills, either charm, coercion, deception, or negotiation, to try to convince her that this is, so.
Say, how do you know when something's specific?
Depends on the tone you want to take. You know what I mean? If you're threatening her, it's coercion. If you're sweet-talking her, it's charm. If you're offering her something itself, it's a negotiation. And if you're lying, it's a deception. I know it sucks that they broke it into 4 skills spread across 2 different ability scores with various talents that affect some but not others.
Yeah.
It's a full-featured game.
Your charisma dump stat or something.
You can play 70 different kinds of face in this game if you really want to. From Lando to any of the Lando.
Okay. So coercion has the higher score, so it has.
So that you're gonna flex on her.
I'm just gonna very sternly say.
Okay.
record this. This is some serious, like, if words of what my spell is fucked around with, I don't want people to die, or I don't want people to get possessed by demons.
Okay, cool. Coercion is against discipline, I want to say. Which she doesn't have any. I can't use this archaeologist's skill blocks. It's too much.
Heads up, guys, I have to
At
be
the
done
moment.
in
But no,
about
that's actually
25,
only 3
30
green.
minutes.
So you're rolling against 3 purple with protection.
Green,
with a blue
purple,
because
purple,
she
purple.
knows that you're an actual, magician and whatnot. So 3 green, purple, 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 and a boost. Do you want to use a destiny point to upgrade one of your greens to a yellow?
I didn't even know we had any destiny
You have
points.
2.
I thought they were all.
I've been flipping them to do bad things. So it's 2 and 3 right now, light to dark.
I will wait to flip anything just in case some sort of fucking
Other things happen. I understand
Sonic.
perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and make your coercion check against 3 purple with a boost.
That's
A failure
1.
with 2 advantage.
Yes.
She shudders teasingly and goes,
You're impressive when you get stern, but I'm not passing up the check to take a record of actual magic. I'm sorry. I'm just not.
At least she's honest about it.
She looks back over to Conterra and sort of suggests trying to compromise. So this one will definitely be more of a the negotiation check. Narset looks back over to Conterra. The importance is the words that are coming out of my mouth and the sounds of it. So if you write down, he said some Dathomiri shit, that's fine, and you can watch it, but I can't have you take any sort of audio recording of what I'm about to do.
I can mute it. That's fine. And she shows you that she's muting the capture on the device. She goes,
I don't want to be turned inside out or something because I'm reviewing notes.
Narset then giggles back and says, it wouldn't be you who would turn inside out. It would be some teenage Twilight kid who would get turned inside out. Your video.
She laughs and she says,
Don't you remember? I said my notes are all private.
and then makes a show of clutching the data slate close, and then goes,
Okay, go do your magic.
and holds it up in front of her face as you jump down to do your magic. You're going to roll 3 white dice again. So when it comes down to it, that's what it's going to be.
She already did the altar.
Did she do
some sort of
when did she do the altar?
I thought that was the white already. The 2 whites and 2 dark?
That was the first one, was a thingy, and then I don't know. She got 2 lights and a dark again. So it still works and still has to do the flip and the strain. So yeah, you're right, Dan, because I had said that and she already did. Okay, but then she went back up and had a convo, and I lost the plot. All right, because that was all retcon.
Yeah.
The concentration, so she had to re-roll. No, that's totally narratively fair.
All right, yeah, you went down and started doing magic and then realized that you're being recorded.
Green sparks, so she starts speaking some sort of Elvish, and green flames start to emit out of Narset's fingers and sort of coat the snow. And
Oh,
then
dude, it's Dathomiri. It's like Haduvadi, Gadubadi. You gotta sound like a Dracula when you say it, or it doesn't. That's how that goes down.
It can't be all pretty.
Still the black speech of Mordor. You could still speak Mordor with a fucking Count Dooku accent.
Fair
That's
enough.
Fine.
Fair enough.
The snow starts to shiver and shake, and then sort of turns into a slope, or a jagged, rocky slope down, versus this volcanic ice rock.
When you look back up, you see that Conterra has been recorded the whole,
activity.
the spell and the effect and all that, and she's swinging the capture back down towards you as you look up at her, and then she puts the device away and goes,
"This is so exciting, magic."
And then disappears back down into the walker.
Space wizards.
Boom. Does Narset also dab?
Fuck dabbing.
All right. It looks like you were dabbing, but the camera, okay.
No, that was more of a
Instead,
b-boy
Narset
stance.
Space wizards. Is that like the thing that you and your other two seniors all do, and then all of the younger Jedi Knights are like, what are they?
That's what all the
They do their own
all the
stupid
losers
gang
at the praxis,
sign
they're like, Jedi praxis.
Well, I don't know. Technically, I
Word
forget.
to your master.
Is this happening the same time that Mando is happening? Because
this is years after
called
that.
As space sorcerers.
Yeah,
As
no,
you
totally.
say, we're labeled as space sorcerers.
Yeah, no,
in
absolutely.
canon.
This is years after that. And
remember,
yeah,
we're not in
gang signs.
We're in the experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Walk hands.
So, I don't want to name drop, but
how do you make
I already know
real
the names of the other two characters who were standing next to
Four.
Narset in that. I know who those other two, 25-year-old now characters are. You guys just aren't going to meet them until season 2. It's going to be great. They'll be the ones on the delivering end of the glomps Narset will receive when she finally returns to Yavin 4 in season 2.
Sweet.
Xavix, on the other hand, is going to have to report to the council because, you guys will have been gone for a little while. Where have you been? What'd you do? Oh, went to a volcano, made thousands of credits, held
Hosted
a
a
padre,
race.
the usual.
Interrogated a few people.
You do realize there's a war going on.
What did you do that was actually Jedi related?
Yeah. How did your war effort go? I made a bunch of money.
Right. Narset made a
They know why we came out
you
here.
should talk to her.
Didn't they ask me to go with her?
We're just
it's
gonna
her.
do
It's
our
her
time.
situation.
Yeah, you're just.
If she comes back alive, I consider it a success.
It's true. You're here in a
You were just-
supervisory capacity anyway.
I'm just the chaperone anyway. You're the best kind of chaperone. You're like, I'll be doing my own thing.
Where are you going, Master? For a drink.
We have to go to Belarus? Oh, okay. I'm going to have business in Belarus, everybody. You stay at the hotel. All right, so you do your magic. She disappears back inside. The Sherpa, without all the tech gear, moves over to you and uses galactic sign language to express admiration for your skill. He says, when we reach the village, you should speak to our shaman, and then heads out across the snow to proceed.
Village didn't have a
Walker.
shaman.
He might not have been talking about that village. He heads off with confident tread directly down the slope with familiarity. The other Salvex, the one with all of the high-tech gear, hurries after him. And you hear the walker beginning to power up behind you.
I climb my ass back inside where it's warm.
All right.
Specify.
Excellent. Roll a yellow, green against 3 purples and a setback and a boost. So yellow, green, blue, purple, setback for Conterra to pilot the walker the rest of the way. You guys are still up here on the
When it just says
edge.
one advantage.
Right, so you did not succeed because their successes and failures canceled out and you have no uncanceled successes. So you did not succeed, but you have an advantage. With the help of the Sherpa, you navigate your way down this dangerous fall of waterfalls and out down the last of this gentle slope towards the edge of the island. You wind up at the lip where the land drops away, and you see there's another steep bowl-shaped drop down to a much smaller bay, where instead of a great city and a gas-belching factory and a landing port, you see a single small Xavix village at the bottom of this steep bowl of land falling down from the top of the mountain. Conterra looks down the slope and goes, "We can climb down, but it's going to take most of the rest of the day. And because it's 11:30 at night here, that's where we're going to wrap up. I know you didn't get a lot of action, but we're going to start with you
That's still a lot of
Xavix
narrative.
village for the starting content with the next session, and be in the crab village for the first part, and then we'll get to the guys the next
I was
morning.
gonna say, I didn't even see a slide for the next crab village.
I don't have it set up
No
yet.
worries.
Yeah.
To be continued.
So it's all good.
Guys, that was fun. We need to roll for some I don't know. I think most of what Xavix did tonight was justifiable. So we might not need to roll conflict. But both of you guys roll it's exclamation mark 1d10, or it's exclamation mark poly 1d10. And that's going to determine how much you travel up towards the light side. Xavix goes 7 towards the light.
Sweet.
Wait, so what is... So this is 1-1-1? Did I
Poly-
type that correct?
Yeah, so you rolled a 1, so you go 1 towards the light side.
Oh, cool.
You won.
Yep.
I didn't kill anybody.
Xavix. Was that right?
What's up?
You won 7. Was that right?
Yes, he went 7 light. Narset went 1 light.
Well, because she spent a dark side in the.
Oh, okay, so she
And
took
the
1
altar
conflict, so
check.
she goes nowhere. Absolutely, this concludes another exciting session of Star Wars Showdown on Iceball Station.
See you guys next time.